Hello friends, today we'll be changing out some brake light bulbs. So you're going to start off by opening up the hatchback, and then we're going to find a screwdriver that fits. And as you can see here, we're going to remove these two Phillips head screws. With the two screws removed and the hatch open, the light should just slide out towards the rear of the vehicle. If we look at the rear of this light fixture, we will discover that there are four things that hold it in place. There are those two Phillips head screws we removed. There is this thing, I'm not sure what it's called, but it catches the plastic nub, and there's this metal stud thing that goes into this plastic hole here. It's probably to prevent the light housing from rattling. And we have this great opportunity to look into the void space of the bumper. It's kind of interesting. For those curious, that bolt you see at the left side of the bumper is actually the reflector, as you'll see in a second. It's required on the North American market models. Looking at the back of the light fixture, we obviously know that the brake light bulb is the leftmost one, as it's obvious, you can tell from the outside. But you can also tell this because it is the only bulb that has 3 wires going to it, as it serves dual purpose. It's both a parking light and a brake light bulb. The other 2 bulbs would be the turn signal and the reverse bulb. You're supposed to be able to rotate this housing to remove it, but unfortunately I wasn't able to do this by hand. I of course resorted to using a pair of pliers to twist this. It's less than 1/4 turn that it needs to be rotated, and then it will come right out. Before handling the new bulb, I'm going to put on a glove, as finger oils are technically bad for incandescent bulbs as they can cause a hot spot. To remove a bulb from the socket, all you have to do is push down and rotate. So as you can see on the bulb, there's those 2 tabs, and there's 2 contacts at the bottom, one for the parking light, one for the brake light. Within the bulb, there's those 2 filaments, just like a high beam and low beam on a headlight. As you can see on the socket, there's those 2 slots for those 2 tabs to go into and then rotate to lock in. The bottom of the socket is spring-loaded to hold the bulb in place. And what's very cool about this is you'll notice those 2 tabs on the side of the bulbs. They are set at different heights so that you aren't able to put the bulb in backwards, as the brake light takes more power than the parking light. One circuit's not able to power the other element, and vice versa. So as you can see, if I was to rotate the bulb 180 degrees and try to insert it, it's not possible. It won't let me twist it into lock, as the tabs on the side are the wrong height. So as you can see, here's a close-up of the 2 tabs. You can see they're at different heights. That's going to line up with the socket. Honestly, you can just try it both ways, and whichever way it goes in is the correct way. And the socket will twist into the light housing, as you'll see me do here. I don't believe the orientation matters. And once I've got that in, the light housing just slides in to the car body. And those 2 Phillips head screws are reinstalled, and we are done. Here you can see a sped up video of me doing the other side. While I do this, I'd like to briefly mention that I did not use LEDs here. It's not because I didn't want to, but rather it's because since it's very hard for a person in the driver's seat to tell when these brake lights are out, the computer will guess when these bulbs are out based on the power draw. So if I were to install LEDs, the computer will see the low power draw and may guess that the bulb is burnt out, and then the computer would illuminate the traction control light to tell me that the bulb may be burnt out. And that would obviously be very annoying, and then I'd have to get in and install like a load resistor, which kind of ruins the point of LED bulbs. I'd also like to mention that if you aren't sure if your brake lights are out or not, you can just back yourself up against a wall of some sort and then hit the brakes and then look in your rear view mirror and it'll be obvious to you. Now we will test our handiwork, starting off with the parking lights. And now the brake lights. If you're wondering why the Phillips head screws are hidden behind the hatch door, there are two primary reasons. The first is aesthetics. Of course, having the screws hidden looks better, but it's also a theft deterrent. A good example of how this is a theft deterrent is when you look at a Porsche like this. Porsche on some models allows for the headlights to be removed without opening the hood, so that while the car is locked, you can remove the headlights if you buy a proprietary tool, which is available on eBay, which has resulted in a rash of headlight thefts, as it takes only a few seconds to remove a headlight from a locked Porsche. Thank you for watching. Please leave your questions, comments, concerns down below.